this is an introduction to Google Sheets. Okay, Google Sheets is an online spreadsheet program designed by Google. Okay, it is a carbon copy of Microsoft Excel. The application organizes data into like columns and rows and allows you to do mathematical functions. Okay, it is part of the free Google applications, which also includes Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Drive, and Google Keep. Okay, Google Sheet is typically used for data entry. Okay, particularly involving numbers and calculations. Okay, in addition, it is used in accounting, database management, and data analysis, and so much more. All right, so this is what we use Google Sheet for. Okay, Google Sheet for is like a computer, it's like a calculator. For example, you can put equals to, okay, you can press here equals to 1 plus 1 is going to give you 2. You see, so and also you can use it as a data entry. Like you can, like for example, if you see our database here, we have like a lot of data here, like our backdrops. Okay, everything is here. You have our balloons. So this is like a database. All right, so and we also use it for our accounting. Let's say our cash book is here. You can see everything here, our debit side and credit side. So that's basically a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet, you can do data entry there. You can use it as a calculator. You can use it as an accounting software. Yes. So if Google Docs, that is Microsoft Word, is built for words, okay, then Google Sheet is built for what? For numbers. All right. You know, this is Microsoft Word. All right. For Google, its version is called Google Docs. All right. The document I used to make an explanation for this Google Sheet, I use Microsoft Word. So this one is built for words. You see, there are a lot of words here, but Google Sheet is built for what? Numbers. If you look at the class code here, for example, this is an example. You see, numbers are here. Numbers. If you look at our cash book, you will see here numbers. A lot of numbers are here. Okay, so if Microsoft Word, which we are familiar with, is built for words, then Excel or Google Sheet is built for what? Numbers. All right. Nonetheless, you can let's say you can use both words and numbers in all of the applications. Let's say here you can have numbers here. Okay, like you can have numbers here. Like for example, like if you come here, you are going to see numbers. Like here you see 1 2 3 4 5, and here you are going to see Google Sheets. You are also going to see words here. Okay, you can use both words and numbers in all applications, but just know that, okay, Microsoft Word is used for what? Words. That's why they say Microsoft Word. All right, and Excel, which is Google Sheet, is built for what? It's built for numbers. All right. All right, so let's go on. What makes spreadsheet different is that you can do mathematical calculations and automation and create automations, all right, in them. Okay, remember Google Sheet here is just Excel. If you are familiar with Excel, then you should be familiar with Google Sheet, because all of them are black and everything is the same. All right, it's like Google copied Microsoft. All right, so but you know, for us we use Google services, so that's why we are using Google Sheet. This tutorial could have easily been introduction to Excel or introduction to Microsoft Excel. All right, so you see, the reason why we use Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets, sorry, is because mostly Google Sheet is free. All right, Google Sheet is free, and Microsoft Excel is not free. You know, all of us, we are using Excel in our computers, but it is a pirated version, because Microsoft require you to pay for their software. But Google, you don't have to pay anything. As long as you have a Gmail account, you can just have a free spreadsheet. So we have like hundreds of spreadsheets, all for free. Not only that, Google Sheet is more online. You know, you can collaborate with a lot of people. As you can see here, this file, for example, many people can enter, can edit this file at the same time. Okay, the network is slow here, but if you can see here, you see all these people are collaborating with this file. Everyone can enter and do. Some of them are viewers, some of them are editors. All right, so that's why we love Google Sheet. Okay, you can do it online and you can see it in real time. It is a cloud software, As you can see, the cloud is here. You can access it anytime, anywhere. You can also do that with Excel, but you know, the kudos goes to Google Sheets. Okay, remember Google Sheets and Excel, they are not the only software spreadsheet software applications. Okay, you have even Apple, they have their own like kind of software application. You have Zoho, you have all these things. Okay, but Jollof Events, we use what? We use Google Sheets. So now the question we should be asking is, what is a spreadsheet? All right, what is a spreadsheet? All right. Okay, a spreadsheet is a computer application for storage, computation, and organization and analysis of data in a tabular form. You see, this is a table form. You have the headings, you have the rows here, and you have the columns. All right. In a nutshell, a spreadsheet is just a table with an unlimited number of sheets, cells, rows, and columns. We will get to that later. All right. You know, we all know what a table is. All right. If you come here, for example, let me see. We are all familiar with tables, right? In like you can have a table here, you can have a header here, you can have other rows. All right, we can this is a table, right? This is a table. All right, you can have here the header, you can write here name, surname, maybe address, and you enter the data here. Right, we are all familiar with tables. All right, but okay, so here a spreadsheet is a table which has unlimited number of like columns, rows, sheets, and everything. All right. So just have to know that, and you enter what data inside the table. What is data? Data can be words like A, B, C, or numbers like 1, 2, 3. You know, anything can be data. You can also even put picture there, and it is data. Or you can put their formulas. It can be data. All right, so just remember what is a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet is just a table with unlimited number of columns, rows. Why did I say unlimited? Why isn't it just called a table? All right, first of all, you have sheets. All right, let me give an example. All right, this is a spreadsheet document. If this is a book, right? Let's assume that this is a spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet document. All right, what do spreadsheets have? They have like sheets. All right, imagine each paper here is individual sheet. All right, you call this what? A sheet. All right, you see here a sheet. So that's why they call it a sheet of paper. But just know that a spreadsheet can have like only one sheet. Like this spreadsheet document, this book could have had only one sheet of paper, and it can have up to 200 sheets. A spreadsheet document, as a Google sheet, it can have up to what? 200 sheets of paper. 200 sheets. All right. The sheets are here. You can see them. This is a sheet. This is a sheet. This is a sheet. This is a sheet. All right. And here, if you can see closely, you realize that there is we have rows in each sheet, right? We have rows here. We have rows here, right? Okay. If we this is like a one column book because there is no column, only one column, like you see. And you know, we could have easily made columns here to make it like. Let me disrupt this book. You could have column here to make it a table. All right. So this has only like 20 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So what makes a spreadsheet different is that you can have like up to 1 million rows all the way down. But here this is only limited to like 20 rows. All right. So you see what a spreadsheet is, right? Like for example, this is, you can also call this thing as, let's say, a spreadsheet vertically. Like this is a spreadsheet. Okay, this clipboard here, you can call it a spreadsheet. All right, so it has a sheet, it has sheets of paper. This is sheet 1, this is sheet 2, like all the A4 size, you can call them sheets. You see this, for example, it has like columns. I divide it into columns, right? This is where I do my rough work. All right, so you see these are columns. 1, 2, and 3. 3 columns. You see this one does not have rows. You know, the first example I gave, it has rows like this. All right, so here you have only 3 columns. All right, but a spreadsheet, you can have up to 1 million columns. That's why they call it spreadsheet. All right, and so it's very important to know what all these things. We will talk about all these things very soon. All right, so what is a sheet? All right, sheet, also known as a worksheet. All right, it's an individual table within a spreadsheet. Remember, I told you an individual table can be an individual sheet of paper, all right, within a within a spreadsheet. Remember, this can be a spreadsheet. All right. And what do spreadsheet contains? They contain sheets. All right. So those sheets is what I'm explaining here. Okay, a single spreadsheet document can have one or more sheets. All right, this is the spreadsheet document. It has a name called Google Sheet Training. Okay, it has like all these things. It has sheets. Yeah. Okay, sheet 1, empty sheet, sheet 2. Like, okay, and each sheet can have up to 1 million rows and up to 10 million cells. All right, these are the cells. All right, we'll talk more about this. Remember, a spreadsheet document has what? Sheets. Okay, it has columns. It has what? Rows, like here. It has rows and it has ranges. All right. So all these things I'm going to explain what they are all about. All right. Okay. The data in different sheets within a spreadsheet can be, connected using formulas and whatsoever. Okay. The tabs are located in the bottom of the spreadsheet, as you can see here. Okay, these are right now we have here only how many sheets? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 sheets, but we can go all the way to 200 sheets. All right. Okay. You can add new sheets through the plus sign. Okay, you can add new sheets here. You see, with this plus sign, you can add a new sheet. This is sheet 47. This shows that we have been opening a lot of sheets, and this is the 47th sheet we have opened. All right, although all the other sheets have been deleted, like we can delete this one right now. Okay, it just give us a little warning, and that's it. All right. Okay, the hamburger icon lets you see, all the spreadsheets here. Like, all the spreadsheets are here. If you had, you can, because some spreadsheets you can hide them. All right. Like for example, I can come here, class score, and hide this spreadsheet. Okay, hide. Where is hide? So if I hide this, now we are left with only 3 here, but it is not deleted. All right, you can see it here. Okay, class scores. You see it here, class score. If I want to bring it back, what do? I click here and it will go back to where it was, to its rightful seat. All right. So you can rename a tab by double clicking it. Like for example, this empty sheet, you can rename it to something else just by coming here and double clicking. Okay, you can rename it also by just pressing the right click and seeing the sheet options and just come here and rename it. All right, so we like the faster method. You just come and double click it and you rename it. All right, you can easily like move them, like you see, you can easily move them into any position. You can reposition the sheets. All right, so remember, this is an empty sheet, for example. Okay, all the rows are here. All right. All right, you can also duplicate them. You can also duplicate sheets. Like for example, this one, you can make a carbon copy of this one, just by duplicating it. Duplicate here. So if you duplicate it, that means that now you have a copy of this one. Now this one are identical, no difference. Okay, so we do a lot of duplication, especially the CAS book. Let's say if we have your CAS book August and we are done with August, we are just going to duplicate it. Okay, we are just going to duplicate it and just name it what? CAS book August. After August, what do you have? You have September, right? You have CAS book September, CAS book September. We have CAS book September. All right, and you see that's how it works. And man, you can do a lot with sheets. You can like change their color. Like you see, these ones, they have red color. I can say that I only make new sheets, like new months, as red. So you can remove the color by just right clicking and then color. Okay, reset color. Now it's not going to have the color. Now the only one that's going to have red color is the September. If you press the hamburger item here, you're going to see that this one has a red mark there. It shows that the color is red. Okay, and other options, you can protect the sheet so that nobody can move it or delete it or edit inside the sheet. Only the admins and only people who are allowed to do it. All right, here you can move it left and right, but we like the fast way. Just drag it anyhow you like. So let me delete September. We don't need you yet here. All right. Okay, all right. So like you can go on and on to explain this thing. These are tabs. Sheets, they are like tabs. All right, they are like tabs. For example, here, like you Google Chrome, you can open a lot of tabs, right? You're opening a new tab. You're opening a new tab. So spreadsheets are also like that. All right. So spreadsheets are also like that. If you want to open a new tab, you just come here, and now you have a new sheet. All right, sheet 48. Let me delete that. So if you open a new sheet again, it will be called sheet 49, and on and on and on and on. All right. So now let's talk about a cell. A cell is the smallest unit of a spreadsheet. All right. This is a cell, like, okay, like wherever I click, you can see a cell there. All right. This is a cell. Okay. These are like these boxes you see in a table. Like every table, each box has a what? Like this box is a cell. This box is a cell. Any table you encounter, you see a cell there. All right. So here is a cell. It is the smallest unit of a spreadsheet. Remember, you have columns here. You have rows here, and you have like ranges, and you have sheets. All right, and the smallest unit of a spreadsheet is a cell. Okay, this is where you actually enter the data. Whatever you want to enter, you click it, you enter it there. All right, whatever you want to enter, 1, 2, 3, you enter it here. This is where the data is actually, individual data is actually entered. All right, so it is similar to a box, square, rectangle, everything. All right, you can have like up to 10 million cells. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have up to 10 million cells in a single sheet. Like this empty sheet, for example, can have up to 10 million cells, and you can even have one cell. All right, how can you make this one to have one cell? It's just by deleting everything else. Let me delete all the other cells that are here. Okay, let me see, delete this. Okay, I come here. All right, and I delete this. All right, so now this document has only one cell here. As you can see, only one cell. All right, so that's what I'm telling you. You can have from one cell all the way to 10 million cells. All right, it's your choice. Like if you see most of our documents, some of our documents, like for example, if you look at this, all right, let's come here, like general asset value. Okay, this one has how many cells? Not much if you look. All right, this one, you see a lot of empty space here, right? A lot of empty space here, and it has, this shows that we only need this. We only need 25 rows, and we only need like 3 columns. We don't need all the way all these other columns. All right, this is the thing. So you can have as many rows and columns and cells that you want. All right, now that you understand what a cell is, let's go to what a row is. What is a row? All right, a row a row refers to the horizontal relationship between cells. Okay, the horizontal relationship, like, okay, this cell here, you see the horizontal relationship. Okay, it is a horizontal relationship between cells. All right, it is like cells arranged side by side. Okay, side by side. All right, so it is a line that runs horizontally from left to right. Okay, all the cells, their horizontal relationship is what is a row. All right, like this is row 3 here. All right, it contains cells arranged side by side. So that is basically a row. All right, this is a row, and from row we have a column. What is a column? This refers to the vertical relationship between cells. Like, okay, like the vertical relationship between cells. The vertical relationship between cells. You can call it a row. Sorry, a column. All right. So it contains cells or data items arranged one below the other. Now this one is one below the other, one below the other. Remember, row is side by side. Okay, and it's very important to know. It's very important to know the differentiate between what a row is and what a column is. This is a column, this is a column. So you have column A, B, C, D. You can go all the way to as many as columns you want. All right. So that's column for you. And then we move on to range. What is a range? Okay. Range refers to the selection of 2 or more cells. all right, in a sheet or a collection of cells. All right, so what we have here, for example, like this thing can be called a range. A range is just a selection of cells. All right, so this thing is called, it highlights it, like you see all the highlighted area here is called a range. Okay, this is a cell, like I only highlight one place, this is a cell. All right, and this is a column. All right, and this is a row. All right, what makes range very important? Anything can be a range, even this cell you can call it a range. All right, so that's it. Like a range is a group of selected cell. It can be one or more. Like for us here, for the purpose of this training here, let's assume that a cell is, when you select two cells together, at least two cells you have a range. All right, at least two cells, when you select it, you have a range. All right, even if you select a whole column, what does that mean? That because you have selected more than one cell here by selecting the column, now this column is also a range. All right, and what shows you here is that, you know, a range is, there's like, we will get to that later. For example, if you select one cell here, you have here A7. All right, and when you select two cells, you have two or more cells, you have a colon between them. It's a B4 to C10. All right, B4 here to C10. That's what you selected. So ranges, they have like columns between them. All right, so let's talk about what are adjacent and non-adjacent ranges. All right, an adjacent range is a range in which neighboring cells are selected, like neighboring cells. Like for example, these cells here, I'm moving it, sorry. Okay, like neighboring cells, all these cells are connected to each other, they are neighboring cells. Okay, this is called an adjacent range. All right, what is a non-adjacent range? All right, imagine if I select here and I select here and I select here and I select here. Now I've selected more than one cell, right? If you select more than one cell, you have a range. All right, so now this range, like for example, I can make changes on this, like by changing the field color. You see, remember, you have, in Excel, you have to select something before you can make any change on it. You have to select it before you can make any change on it. It's very important to know that. So that's why the selection is very important here. And let me undo that. So this is a non-adjacent range. All right, so we will talk more about non-adjacent ranges later. All right, so let's talk about the names of cells, ranges. Everything has a name, you know, even you and I, we have a name. All right, so how do you call, what is the name of this cell here, or what is the name of this column here, or what is the name of this row here, or what is the name of this range here? So everything has a name, and every cell or range or whatever you select, the name here will be here called name box. All right, you know, name box. And the very beautiful thing about spreadsheet is that whatever you touch, it shows you the shortcut of how you can get there. Like this one, it shows me that, like, next time I don't need to put my mouse here, I can just press Ctrl+J, assuming that there is no conflict with the software. It will take me to the name box. Right now you see it has highlighted to the name box. I can just slide there A2. I want to go to A2, and it will take me straight to A2. You see. All right, so rows are named in terms of numbers, like 1 2 3 4 5. As you can see here, we have 1 2 3 4 5. If you can see here, we have row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. So all these are rows, okay, and they are arranged in what ascending order. You can have up to row 10 million. All right, that's why it is called a spreadsheet. Okay, unlimited number of rows. All right, with your book here, with this book, you can only have very few rows. Okay, for you to input data there that you can at least read. All right, but like this sheet here, we have here like 20 rows, just 20 rows. I don't know whether the rows can be visible here, but you know, 1 2 3 4 5 6, like whatever. But a spreadsheet, okay, you can have up to 10 million rows. All right, all right. So the row header is here. For example, if you press the row header, this is the row header. Okay, by pressing the row header, it highlights the entire row. Okay, the row headers are here. Okay, so we have the columns as well. Columns are named after A, B, C, D, E, F. All right, you can have as many rows as you columns as you want. Remember, when you open a spreadsheet, it creates a default. What is a default? This is what the computer opens for you. Immediately you create a new sheet here. It is going to give you 1,000 rows. 1,000 rows. All right. You see 1,000 rows. You see here 1,000 rows. Okay. And it's going to give you automatically 26 columns. What is 26 columns? A to Z. A to Z. You see here A to Z. These are the columns it's going to give you, A to Z. All right. So you can add as many columns as you want. Here, for example, I can just come here. Okay, let me come to where the 1,000 is. Okay, it shows you add another more. All right, so I can add another more. So now I have 2,000 rows. All right, the same with columns. When you come to Z, you can always add another column. Like if you add another column to the right, what is it going to show you? AA. You know, even in our cars, for example, right now the Gambia, I think we have reached Z. Our cars, we have reached Z. And once we reach Z, we will soon start seeing AA. Like even in Senegal now, there are number plates. You have AA, AB, AC. Okay. So the same way here, you can have all the way to ZZ, whatever. As long as you can go up to 10 million columns, all the way right. All right. Okay, the column headers are here. Like you can add a column header by just selecting the column header. You have like selected the whole. Imagine if this has 2,000 cells here, all the cells will be highlighted, and you can make any change you want to all the cells. Let's say right now what change I can make, I can change the color to this green. So all of these cells from all the way down, they are going to have this green. If you select here, it's going to show you that you are in A1. This is the cell, sorry. If you select here, it's going to show you that you are in column A. All right, it shows you the range. It means that you are in column AA. This is column B. All right, or if you select the row, it's going to show you that you are in row 4 to row 4. That means that entire row 4, it can go all the way, you know, as far as where the row ends. All right. So that's in the name box. When you select anything, you are going to find its name in the name box. That's why they call it name box. All right. So we talk about the names of cell. Like, okay, we have talked about, sorry, the name of rows, the name of columns. Now let's talk about the names of cells. All right. You know, cells, they have names and surnames, just like us. All right. So what is the name of this cell that I just selected? All right. The name of this cell, it shows you, first of all, its column, the name of the column. So the column is the name and the row will be the surname. Like this one, it is called B6. Why is it called B6? It is because it's in column B and it is in row 6. That's why it is called B6. All right. I could have easily typed Control J or go to the name and type B6 and it will select B6 for me. B6. All right. And it will select that cell for me. B6. All right. So the name is the column and the surname will be the row. So that's how you can name cells. Every cell has a letter and a number. Okay, at least one letter and at least one number. All right. So ranges. How are ranges named? All right. Remember I told you earlier that ranges are named using a colon between them. Ranges means that XYZ cells has been selected. Let's say if you select from here all the way to here, this is a range. It shows you that you select from A2 all the way to F12. All right. And anytime you select a cell or a range, it's going to show you, it's going to highlight the corresponding row and the corresponding column. Like if I select this list, it's going to highlight here and it's going to highlight here, showing you that I am in column D and I am in row 14. When you select a range, it's going to highlight all the places where the ranges are. Like if I select here, let's say this is a non-adjacent range. Okay, it's going to show me, it's going to highlight up here all the areas where the range is. It's going to show me that one is in E and E25 and the other one is in E15 and the other one is in D8 and the other one is in B4. All right, so everything will be highlighted to show you, hey, I am here. This is very important when you are dealing with very complex cells like this one. you know, like very like our Casbook example here. Like if you are here, it's going to show you, hey, this one is going to be highlighted like this. If this is highlighted and this is highlighted, it shows you that you're in M24 and here M24. You know, there are three different ways you can find out where you are. Because imagine you can have 10 million cells. So you need to know, where am I? Sometimes you can be lost somewhere else. Like here, you can be lost somewhere. Here, if you are here, like for, oops, sorry. Like if you are here, for example, like you will not know, where am I? You are going to know here that I am in F and I am in 301. Wow. Imagine if you have like thousands of rows of data, you know, and then you are somewhere. This is going to show you where you are. This is the not star. All right. So a range, for example, but a range, for adjacent range, they are named from where? From where the selection starts, from the top right, top left all the way to the bottom right. This is the left side, this is the right side. So the top left is what? A2. All right, all the way to the bottom right. Where is the bottom right? D14. So this one is called from A2 what to D14. This is the range. Imagine if we add if we make it a non-adjacent range, like this one. All right, if we make it a non-adjacent range, all right, and select a lot of other cells. So how is it going to name this one? It's going to select the last one you selected. All right, it's going to name it like, it didn't even name this one as a range. Why? Because it is confused. All right, it does not know whether to name it like this or to name it like this, or so it will just assume that the last range or cell you selected, that is the name of, like, you know, you see my selection here. Anything I do, I can decide to make it bold, italics, okay? And when you make it like this, that means that you have made any changes to the cell. All right, so anytime you enter anything here, right now, what is this? There are no numbers here, but okay, let me just go to where numbers are. All right, like for example, here in class core here, I can select this range here, and maybe select here and select here. All right, this is a non-adjacent range. It means that I have selected many cells from different places. They are not only adjacent, like this one is adjacent here, but then these are not. So imagine I want to change their background color to red. All right, so all of them will be affected from here to here. But what is the name of this range? What is the name of this range? All right, so the name of this range here, okay, in the name box, you will find out that the name of this range. All right, so I need to move a little bit. Why is this side not showing? Oh, it's I11. It's not a problem. So, you know, I11. I was thinking like this thing didn't so. So I11. Why is it only naming the entire range as I11 here? What is wrong with this one? This one is 7, B7. This one is like E19. Why does it just name it I11? Because that's just the way it is, you know. So the last cell that is selected, if it is a non-adjacent range, it is just going to do it's just going to tell you this is the but I11. Okay, so this is what I am talking. Let's undo this. All right, let's undo this. So this is what I am talking about. All right, imagine here the last cell that is selected here is F24. So that shows you that here is what? F24. But it didn't say. Imagine if I selected here and then select a range, an adjacent range. Sorry, if I select here and then select the last one I selected is an adjacent range. Now it's going to tell me from E9 to G18. Okay, it's gonna, I selected E9, but what of this thing and this thing? It will not show you. E9 to J18. That's what's going to show you here. I'm going too overboard on this, but I just want